I'm sad, but I'm laughing. I'm brave, but I'm chicken shit. I'm sick, but I'm pretty. Really, and what it all boils down to is that no one's really got it figured out just yet. But I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one is spraying my piano. And what it all comes down to, my friends, yeah, is that everything is just fine, fine, fine. 'Cause I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one is handing a taxi cab.
Guys, this is what's happening right now. Turfs Up Radio is getting ready to go live on Facebook. Go live on Turfs Up Radio. Go live. If I can get us to go live on YouTube as well, I think I got to get Matt Martin to help me out with that. I got a large panel here today. This is good. The one in the middle is Turfs Up Radio Studios. That's back in the studio. I couldn't be there today. I had to be here at home because I got to get away from this stuff. But I'll tell you what, I got a great panel for you guys today on the weekend review. I want you to stick around. Well, let's do a little prelude. I got Matt Martin is joining us, my man, Jeff Hessa. So
Morning.
do I have to unmute you guys?
Morning. Nope. I got my own controls here. I'm good.
You guys got your own? Okay, cool. So this is what we're going to do. I did something a little different today. Matt Martin, maybe you can give me some advice because you're doing, you got your show at 4:00 and I saw that you did a live Facebook was it YouTube or Facebook?
That was Facebook.
It was Facebook. You did it and you did it on, do you do it on the same? I usually have dual computers in the studio, but today I'm doing it on my one laptop here. And the problem with this is that I'm doing Zoom and I'm broadcasting from the one laptop and I can't turn you guys off. I guess it's no big deal. You're just gonna have to hit your own mutes in between commercials, right?
We can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you can. So we just got about 3 more minutes and we're going to go and we're going to be live on Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio. What's great about Turfs Up Radio and appointments? Matt, I mean, guys, I see so many people doing live broadcasts like at a drop of a hat. And I really feel like everybody should have some type of regimen. It should be, if you're going to do something live, you need to do it by appointment because you can't expect everybody to just drop everything and watch you, especially if you're doing an hour show, right? I mean, and that's what's great about Turfs Up Radio. Matt Martin's got his hour. Eric's got his, 2 hours, and then Eric's got his 2 hours, and Russ has got his 2 hours, and you can plan your day. I'm gonna mute that boy. I got the controls. Remember that show, Matt? Remember that show? Maybe Jeff, you remember too. Round the Horn. Do you ever see that show, Round the Horn?
Oh yeah.
And that guy he would hit the mute button. So we're gonna talk. I want to talk about that. During this weekend review. I entitled this weekend review "Taking a Break from Social Media," and I did it with a question mark because can we do that? I mean, look, even though we're on Turfs Up Radio and it looks like we're lighting the mat up here with getting people on and starting to listen, and we still feel like there's a need to be on social media all the time. So I want to have that conversation with you guys. Can we do that?
Yeah, I got some input on it.
I'm sure. I don't doubt you do. And I'm sure Jeff Hesser might be climbing the fence on that one because he's not a big proponent of, I know that you jump on a lot, but you're a doer. You go out there and work and film me.
I try to stay busy, man. I've been trying to keep myself busy around the yard, in the garage, and whatever I can do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Film me if you want. And same thing with Wayne. Wayne's got a big stuff going on. I know you like to get on social media and stuff, but you're not that big on social media either. You're more of a broadcaster, and I want to talk about that. So Weekend Review is coming up in just a second. Just give me 1 second. Let me turn this thing on. All right, because I think that we need to get there because our listeners are jumping on right now, getting ready to listen to Turfs Up Radio Weekend Review. Here we go, guys.
Welcome to the only radio station of its kind, dedicated to covering the green industry, bringing you the latest in industry news, products, services, and technology, and spotlighting the achievements of industry professionals around the world. Now for Turfs Up Radio's Weekend Review, here's your host, Darren Gruner.
Good morning and welcome to Turfs Up Radio's Weekend Review. I am your host, Darren Gruner, and I am live in the Turfs Up Radio studios in always, sunny Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm in my house. You can see no virtual background for me today. I'm home. Wayne's home. We're home. And why? Sucks. We're going to talk about when you're home. We want to talk a little bit about. We just got on Facebook. If you guys want to switch over from Turfs Up Radio and you want to watch us on Facebook, we're home and we want to talk about social media. You know, are we addicted? Are we just flat out addicted? Is this another form of a drug? Which we've had that. I've heard that conversation, Jeff. You and I, when we were listening to that when we were in New Jersey last year, how I think I was with you, Jeff, where Zuckerman or whatever, I don't even want to know. He talked about dopamine, about actual the effects that what he targeted. But when he created Facebook, how he actually knew that he could get you to be addicted by doing the likes and all that stuff. Are we addicted, and can we somehow take a break from it? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And because I don't know that we can, I feel like for some reason, every time I'm lying in bed, I'm sitting around, I feel like I have to pick up my phone to look at social media or look at my text message or look at something. It's crazy. What do you guys? Hey, I want to introduce everybody. By the way, I got Wayne Bowles. Wayne Bowles, say hello. Say hello to our panel. Okay. And I got Matt Martin on the line here with us today. Matt,
What's going on, everyone?
and I got Jet. What the heck was that?
That's my dub horn.
I love it. I thought Jeff sat on something. Anyway, Jeff Hesser. What's going on?
Good morning. Here you go.
This is
There you go. Everybody's got their own little thing. I love that. Where's yours, Wayne?
I don't have one. I'm sorry.
You don't have.
I'm waiting on my broadcaster.
We're gonna have to get you. We're gonna have to get you one. All right.
He's straight up on his laptop today, right?
Yeah, I'm on my iPad today. So
Okay.
So talk to me. Well, first of all, let me recap. Our show's about bringing the news that we did during the course of the week. There was not so much to talk about getting out and about. There are people that are out moving around. And I think better to know more about that is Matt, because Matt, you got a lot of people that call into your show at 4:00 on the drive home, and you do a lot of talking about what's going on, and you're really worried about people keeping their jobs in certain states and stuff like that. Tell us about what's going on.
Yeah. So, as the restrictions become tighter and tighter, as more and more states undergo more extreme stay-at-home measures, unfortunately, the states are beginning to rule out lawn care operators from being able to operate. So, I try to use the platform as much as I can to inspire people to come together as an industry, stick up for one another, and stick up for their ability to work, because there are a lot of extreme positives that go along with the industry that not a lot of people put into consideration. Turfgrass is one of our biggest oxygen producers we have environmentally. It's one of our best filters we have environmentally. And right now is the most critical time to set up your lawns to be that performer for the next 8 months, 12 months. So missing out right now is ultimately going to set us back environmentally quite a bit, more than people would realize. And so if I can use the platform to get guys in the industry to rally together and stand up for what they do, and ultimately be a fighting voice against the government, for lawn care guys to be able to get out there and get their work done, I want to do that. So yeah, I mean, this week, more and more states are falling off. I think New Jersey is going to be on the chopping block next. New York was definitely on the chopping block. There's still one county in North Carolina, only one. Asheville, North Carolina, has been shut down. And then Michigan, of course, has been the big one this week. So Ohio ended up coming around and letting people go out. But, with the new forecasting models we're seeing coming out of Indiana and stuff, my big fear is like Indiana will go, and that's one of the lawn care capitals of the United States.
I was talking to, I got to turn my mic up. I was talking to Evan Moffett from Site One yesterday. He was telling me that where he is close to Bakersfield, he says he works in 3 different counties, and they're all different. And the governor allowed each of the mayors to make a decision. And he said in his one county, he says they're doing things like normal.
Yeah.
And I heard they shut the whole state down, and it turns out that's not the case. So, and that's interesting. And it's a pretty big state. And what's crazy, and you talk about California, people follow, they're the leader in environmental anything, California, they're the hardest state to get past anything, right? Yep. Environmentally.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. They're very difficult, aren't they?
Yeah, and if they're doing that, why? How come? And it's weird. Like we choose to follow only when it's convenient. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. But
listen, don't follow the California model because they're always over the top on everything they do. So, I think they're. I mean, New Jersey's bad, but California is even worse on almost everything. So, it depends on where. I say honestly, my feeling is that look, your local government, your local municipality, your local county. That's the one that should be looking over what's going on for you. The big federal government, you shouldn't be coming down on top of you on everything. The local government is in place to take care of that, and that's what people fail to understand. That it's your local government that you should be yelling at to handle situations like this. Your local government should be prepared for things like this. It's not the federal government's problem to babysit all these local counties and states. That's just the way we've become too dependent on that. And I think after this, everybody's going to wake up call that they need to have a plan in action and their shit together in your local county, period. If not, don't blame anybody but yourself.
Yeah, right? And something that I see happening here in Kentucky, specifically Louisville and the surrounding counties, we're lucky enough to have the exemption to work. But there's so many contractors, and I'm not throwing contractors under the bus, but I see it every day that are putting 4 or 5 guys in a truck.
Yep, that's not good.
And just yesterday on our local news, they said that 7 companies had been shut down and 3 are fined. And I feel no pity for that. If we're lucky enough to be able to work, we've got to implement within our companies the social distancing, the disinfect, the hand washing. I know we've implemented a lot of things in our company that are not easy. They are not inexpensive, but you know what? We're doing it for the safety of our employees. And these guys that are saying, well, I'm sorry, I don't have guys with driver's license, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. Well, then shut up for a while. And, I don't want to be the hardcore guy on this, but if we're going to be able to work, we got to do it in a safe manner, and we cannot keep putting our 4 or 5 guys in a truck just because that's what we think we got to do to get the job right. Darren had somebody who was talking a little bit about insurance earlier, and we're taking our guys and we're putting 1 guy to a truck, we're following an additional truck. And when we run out of trucks, they follow in their own car, and Wayne's Lawn Service is paying the fuel and expense for their car that day. So we're stepping up to the plate from that standpoint. And I think that's something more guys need to do is, hey, if you're lucky enough to operate, do it the right way.
Yeah, Wayne, my guys rolled up to my house yesterday to cut my lawn for the first time this spring. Like literally they showed up yesterday, pulled up out front, and they pulled up in separate vehicles. The guys got out. They were 3 guys with 3 separate vehicles. One guy was driving the truck with the trailer. One guy was driving his own truck, and one guy was driving his own car. And they got out. They said, "Hey, sir, is it okay we cut your lawn?" I'm like, "Absolutely, go right ahead." I said, "Don't do the back because I don't want the back done. I want to do that myself." And they came in, they kicked butt, got back in, and rolled on. And they were following all the procedures, staying away from each other. I saw them with hand wipes in their truck, all that stuff. So
it's nice to see, it's like everything, Matt, and I'm sure you probably see it in your area too. It's what I call the 95-5 rule, man. 95% of people try to comply and 5% say it don't apply to me. And, it's just unfortunate that, and I'm just glad to see within our own community, and I hope it happens throughout the country, that they're not going to necessarily shut the entire industry down, but specific companies that can't comply or won't comply. It's not a can't, it's a won't.
Right. You're exactly right.
As I'm listening to you guys, I'm starting to realize, I'm starting to think, that the truth of the matter is that, this industry is goes back to, this is very easy to get into.
Right.
You don't need a college degree. You don't even need a high school degree to get in this. And that's what's important with you guys, and especially what Wayne, what you do, and what Matt does, and Eric. You guys all are teaching these guys to be better at what they're doing and understand, educate from an educational standpoint, that this is, this is a real business, and you have to act like a real business. You can't throw 5 guys in a front seat of a truck and expect to be considered, legitimate. Especially during these times like this. You wake up, guys. What do we got to do to get that word out there, Wayne? You're doing a terrific job getting that.
All I do is I try to remain somewhat neutral as Wayne's Lawn Service with it within our own market, and not promote and criticize, because it's each business's choice. But from a Profits Unlimited and teaching and learning standpoint, I try to help guys understand that, you can't do this, or you shouldn't do this. Start with your own employee safety first, because they're the ones that are immediately sitting together, and because, and we just don't know. We just don't know who's sick, who's not sick. And, we've let all of our customers know by email and constant contact and phone calls. So we just let all them know as well.
I want to ask you guys something. I'm a very positive person. I like to have fun. I take life very lightly a lot of the times. You probably know, if you know me, I like to laugh and have a good time and goof around. Some people take that, they don't take me seriously a lot of times, because that's what I like to do. I like to skim over the bad stuff. I don't like to hear bad news. I'm not good at that. I just like to hear good stuff all the time. Sometimes I miss a lot of the stuff that's really important. And a lot of people are like me, and I know that because it's good. That's why they make, they're different people, right? I want to know whether I missed something. I'm just doing this for our listeners, also. Did you guys know a lot about this asymptomatic stuff, right? About how do you? I'm sure, Matt. You're shaking your head. Good. So I want to know this. Is it possible that? And I went through. The reason why I'm saying this, because I live here in Fort Lauderdale, and you guys all heard the news that they're not allowing these ships come into Fort Lauderdale. That's 2 minutes from my house. I live right near this, and I want them to come in. By the way, they live here. These people that live in Broward County, they deserve to be home and and if they're not feeling well, they should be at their house, not on a ship. God forbid, I got stuck. We left on March 5th to go away. Jeff was with me. Look, you can see that Jeff's healthy too. He's got that halo around his. Oh, there you go. So there's Jeff. But we left on the March 5th. And we came back. We went to the Northeast Hardscape Expo, and we came back. There's people that are on the ship today that left the same day we did, and they won't let them back. And there's people that are dead on that ship because of the COVID virus. My question to you, Matt, and this might hit a lot of people. I've felt since I remember I got sick, Jeff. I wasn't sick. I had allergies, I thought, and then I felt well, but. Is it possible that I had it because I always felt like a little, when you feel like there's something not right about you, maybe you're almost like on the verge of having like something inside of you, but you're not sick, you're not showing. Is it possible that someone like me had that?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just to clarify, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not.
Yeah.
But you played one on
TV
TV.
right now. Yeah, I did the Holiday Inn Express once or twice.
But you're around people that are giving you information.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, and one of the things I look at all the time is are the charts that display who is affected and what underlying issues have the highest trouble with fighting off the virus.
Yep.
And none of it makes sense. None of it. It is without rhyme or reason or. You'll see some people that were talking about it. There was an older guy. He was like 62, had uncontrolled diabetes, smoked and drank, got it, and it took him about 3 days, and it never was completely laid out. Had a little bit of a fever. 3 days later, he's in his yard gardening, and now it's a month later, and he's just as healthy as could be, like nothing ever happened. And then at the same time, it'll be a 27, 28-year-old in perfect health that's ran a marathon before that drops dead. There's no rhyme or reason to it, and that's such the weird part about it. And so then you start looking at it statistically against the flu, and you start extrapolating out the numbers. Okay, well, we see like 2017, 2018, there's like 30 million people that got the flu. 80,000 of them were hospitalized through the course of the flu season, and it was only like a 0.01% hospitalization rate and a 0.01% death rate. Well, unfortunately for coronavirus now, you're seeing a 20% hospital rate and a 2%. Well, right now in the U.S., almost a 3% death rate. And it's like, man, how is that humanly possible?
Yeah.
How is it humanly possible? And the people it is killing, the overwhelming majority of them do have underlying issues. So, if you took into account people that didn't have underlying issues, you're back at that 0.01%. But the problem is that if you do have diabetes or asthma, the death rate is so much higher. So I don't know. None of it makes sense. It's just, it seems to be real random, real sporadic. I had a friend's dad die on Monday, and no underlying issues, 61 years old, and his lungs filled up with water in about 3 days and died.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, didn't respond to any treatment. His lungs filled up too fast for even the ventilator to keep up, and it was just instantaneous. His wife got it too, my buddy's mom, and she's okay. She's recovering.
Wow. So my condolences to you, but that's awful. Listen, it goes back to those guys in the truck. Again, you don't know that you might have it.
Can't put them at risk either.
And you might be asymptomatic, and you might just be like me that feels like I might, if I may have it, if I had it, I could be giving it to somebody else. So you got to be cautious, and think about your surroundings and the people around you.
Right.
Why would you do that?
Assume that you have it.
Assume you have it and you're good. You're right. Exactly.
Assume that you have it and behave like that,
No.
That's exactly what, we try to do is just walk around like you've got it and be conscientious about what you're touching. And my God, I think I've washed my hands, and our shop's got to be cleaner than it's been in 41 years. I mean, it's crazy, the Clorox and the disinfectant and wipes that we're using. But at the end of the day, man, if nobody gets sick, it's well worth it.
That's right. So listen, I want to get back. I want to get off this sad note. Okay. I want to talk about what we're supposed to do to our lawns. Eric Jones usually does our traffic on the turf. So now I got two experts. I got the source and the user, the manufacturer here and the user. This is great. I can't wait. When we come back, we got that and much, much more. Turf Time right now is 9:18.
Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. The Drive Home The Drive Home with Matt the Grass Factor Martin. Tune in Monday through Friday to take your turf management program to the next level. Only on Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hi, Scott from More Madness. Ferris allows you to experience turf care on a whole new level with Soft Ride stand-on mowers. With their patent-pending adjustable operator platform and suspension technology, these premium stand-on mowers from Ferris let you work faster, take on more jobs, and finish the day feeling good. Step up to a new level of comfort and productivity with the SRS Stand-On Series mower. Ferris, work hard, feel good. Go to ferrismowers.com for a dealer near you.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Hey, landscape pros, are you tired of digging through rocks and roots and breaking shovels in the process? Then it's time you checked out the Geo Ripper 616. It's a landscaper's dream with the Makita 6 Series 2-cycle engine producing over 4 horsepower of raw performance. The 616 digs deep in up to 16 inches of the toughest soils. Lighting, landscape, and irrigation contractors already love this improved lightweight trencher with its ability to get in and get out faster, easier, and with less ground disturbance. And you will too. This redesigned Geo Ripper 616 comes with 2 heavy-duty digging chains and a whole mess of helpful extras. To learn more about the Geo Ripper and how it can help you out in the field, visit GeoRipper.com today.
In today's ever-changing world, it's harder than ever to keep up with homeowner trends in the industry. There seems to be an app for absolutely everything, and homeowners are flocking to them for easier ways to schedule services and communicate. LawnBuddy Pro puts you back in the driver's seat of your business and allows you to communicate with your clients via your own company's companion app. You can send clients push notifications, messages, photos, and invoices, all sent directly to their phones from your company. LawnBuddy is on a mission to help you meet your company's goals. Sign up today at LawnBuddy.com.
Time now for Traffic on the Turf, brought to you by Pro Products, helping you navigate your way through weeds, pests, and disease, and loading your trucks with the products and tools you'll need to provide your clients with the healthiest lawns, trees, and shrubs. Now, here's Eric Jones, the turf teacher for today's Traffic on the Turf.
Well, Eric Jones could make it today. He's moving his girlfriend or his friend, whatever.
Hey, I'm just glad to be the guy that fills in. You know, somebody's got to be the roadie. And
That's right.
That's right, man. We're a good team effort here. We'll work through it without Eric.
I think you will. And plus, you got a good piggyback. You got a little someone, your little back sack, somebody in your pocket. You got the source in your pocket. I like it. Go ahead, Wayne. What are we doing? Doing?
I can tell you what we're doing in Louisville, Kentucky right now, turf-wise is, man, I'll tell you, first of all, the winters brought on an incredible amount of problems in yards for us because it never got cold. Weeds are crazy this year. For people that did not have a decent stand of grass going in, I mean, I don't know what you guys are saying across the country, but, for us, I mean, broadleaf weeds were a problem 3 or 4 weeks ago in our market, which was way early. And we're just trying to put several fires out personally with our own business, spraying as much as we can get sprayed between the Mother Nature and trying to be more reactive and proactive to this coronavirus thing by staggering start times and things like that. So it's not like we pop everybody out of the shop at the same time like we used to early in the morning. And, we got some it works out to where some aren't getting out till 8:30, 9 o'clock just because of staggered starts. So we're losing that production time. But from a weed standpoint, we're just seeing a lot of weeds right now. We're trying to finish up our pre-emergent for crabgrass and certainly going after broadleaf weeds really hard right now. Matter of fact, we're spraying today, which is unusual. We probably don't work a handful of Saturdays in a year. That's free time for my guys generally, is the weekends. And, but we're spraying today just to try to get some weeds going and make people happy.
I want to know why you have weeds on your customers' lawns. You shouldn't have any weeds.
Well, let me tell
I'm
you
just
why-
telling you. I'm just
No, I
saying.
know. Let me tell you why we got weeds, Darren.
You should have we could drink that because you need it. You can fuel up because I'm going to come back. You shouldn't have any weeds at all ever.
I'm going to tell you why we've got weeds on some of our customers' lawns. And it's strictly because just until this year, we did not have Darren Gruner's philosophy on putting on lawn accounts. After we did our tourist seminars in Ohio, and you explained to me that, hey, it's your way or the highway.
That's right.
Aerate and seed and aerate seed and spray. We talked a lot about that, Kyle and I, at work, and we're pretty much taking that mentality that we're not going to put on any. We're getting away from the number game. Let's get out of the number game. And if somebody's not going to let us aerate and power seed every year, it's not going to be an account. And I know you're going to get some pushback from that, but until we can get those lawns, the density of those lawns. Right.
I want to tell you something. I'm going to let Matt chime in. I have to, because he's the grass factor. So he's going to, I want him to understand. I want him to know that he's going to agree with me. I know he's going to agree with me. And if you don't, you don't have to agree with me, Matt, but isn't it true that if you have a thick, healthy lawn, you would not have any weeds, number one. Number two, because it'll choke out the bad weeds, right?
Very few.
But you don't need to aerate every year and seed every year either. And it's important. And nowadays, because years ago, we didn't have carbon. We didn't have the products that we have now that actually help us with the turf. We did. It was there. It's always available. But we didn't know how to put it, to implement it, right? So what's cool about it now, they have products that'll actually loosen the soil for you without having to aerate. And it's interesting, right, Matt? I mean, tell me I'm right.
I'm gonna tell you you're wrong.
Yeah. Good. Thank God.
Okay.
Set it straight, will you?
All right. So the whole premise behind aerating every year, especially where Wayne is. So we're talking about that's transition zone, and that's full throttle transition zone. That's where you're talking about heat during the summertime. And you still get pretty cold during the winter. So when it comes to establishing the types of turf he grows there, which is going to be primarily tall fescue, it is still getting so hot during the summertime. As a general rule of thumb, the way I would always approach people is, first things first, understand, just due to the climate conditions we're going to face, you're going to lose 15% of your fescue every year, no matter how perfect I am across the yard. Just because the fescue, after 85 degrees Fahrenheit, it wants to shut down and die. And there's going to be a portion of it that just does it, no matter how perfect you are with it. So in the transition zone, especially with tall fescue, it has to be part of your program. If you don't, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
Now, in terms of the weed development that occurs because you do have to seed into that, you're disturbing the soil. You're preparing a seed bed for new grass to germinate. Well, unfortunately, anytime you prepare a seed bed, that also means you're preparing a bed for weeds to ultimately germinate too. So, dealing with that in the spring to me isn't super uncommon. And, that's why usually if you can get your weed controls done in the spring, usually you're set up for the rest of the year. You may have to do a little spot spraying on some sedge or something like that. But for the most part, you can get it all taken care of. You're done. You look like a hero, and then you can ride on with the rest of your year.
Yeah, that's really what we see, Matt, is, normally by the time we hit that third application, we're spot spraying.
Yep.
And which is, really good. But, to your point about the aeration and whatnot, and us being in transition zone, that's exactly targeted, man. I mean, and, you throw the clay into us as well.
Yep.
We got a heavy clay-based soil, so now our alkalinity's off, we just got a lot of underlying issues right here in this transition zone that's just unreal. But, it's not hard. It just, you got to be smart. You got to manage it. And I think the better we can educate ourselves and the more people we can get listening to the Matt Martin Show, and I sincerely mean that, because you give great advice on lawns, man. And I've learned quite a bit listening to you, on lawns and, why you do certain things. And you explain it a whole lot better than a lot of professors explain it. And I say that with all due respect.
Yeah,
Matt,
absolutely. He's right. Because
Matt,
I listen to him, and I got to tell you, I don't know shit about lawns, but I can tell you, when I listen to Matt, I'm like, wow, I'm picking up some stuff here. I keep looking at my backyard. I think it looks nicer just because I listen to you.
Matt, you need to put together a plan, if you can, for the different zones, and if it's using your product, it's using your product. It's fine. Give us a plan. I'd love to, because I have still a lot of clients that I do designs for. And then when I'm done, we put turf down, and I want to be able to offer them a plan that they should follow, not to have me to maintain it, but then for them to have somebody else maintain it, so that I know that's going to look the way it does when I first do it. So if you could put something together and say, this is for zone one, and we'll post it and we'll use it, and we can actually put, that'd be a great way to post on Turfs Up Radio for you too. We can, people go to Carbon Earth. And
I think I listen to a lot of Matt, like I said, when you talk a lot of what you got, and just as an end user, man, I'd be willing to dedicate a couple million square feet to what you say to use and compare it to the way we're doing it. And, I think we'd have a big enough pool there, doing residential lawns with that kind of square footage to say, okay, hey man, we started using Matt's product now compared to this product that we've been using. I'd be curious to see what kind of results we're seeing differently.
Yeah, I mean that's how we built our whole business. So
Yeah,
we
do I get a hat for that, Darren?
I'm a big fan of that.
I got hats for you.
All right.
Hey, listen, just so you know, I'm gonna take a break. That was great. It's good stuff, good information, and we love to bring traffic on the turf because we want our listeners to be well educated. If you want to learn more about turf and the science behind it, every day, 4 to 6 o'clock, you got the Grass Factor on Turfs Up Radio. The drive home, right, Matt? Every day.
Every
You're
day.
going to teach people, and you guys, a lot of callers come in. But if you want a hat today, you can call me. Actually, I think I'm hooked up. I think I am hooked up. So you can call me today on this show right now and get your hat. The first person to call in, and does not include you, Wayne. So
all right.
You're already called in.
I was dialing.
Yeah, I know you were. Or Jeff, you son of a, and call in. I'm going to send you not only a hat. Okay. I'm telling you right now, not only a hat, I have boxers. These are the best. People love boxers. So I got boxers. I got all kinds of great stuff, and I'm going to send you a whole package, not just for you, but for you and your loved one, whoever that might be. So if you want to call in, 561-284-9062, 561-284-9062. First person who calls in or text me, that would be fine too. And we'll send you a package. Okay, cool. So, all right, cool. So listen, when we come back, we got some products of the day. Speaking about products, what are we doing? What are we looking forward to using? A lot of great stuff going on throughout the course of the day. I got some fun stuff sent to me, and some things that we're going to be using during the course of the week. We'll be right back.
Well, hey,
guys.
Darren, I know we're going for a
Now that
break.
today's traffic has been cleared up, you're free to stay ahead of your competition. Today's traffic on the turf was brought to you by Pro Products. The end of weed, pests, and disease begins here. Protecting the ones we love naturally is our highest purpose. To learn more about how Pro Products can help your landscape and lawn irrigation business, visit proproducts.com.
This is Wayne Vose, your host of Profits Unlimited. You're listening to Turfs Up Radio. Be sure not to miss a new episode every Monday through Friday between 2 and 4 p.m. You'll hear what it takes to grow and sustain your green industry business. You'll learn to be confident that profit is not a dirty word. That's Profits Unlimited during the Turfs Up Radio podcast blocks Monday through Friday between 2 and 4 p.m. Eastern. And remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hi, this is Scott with More Madness. Ferris takes care of you so you can take care of your customers. The Ferris line of ride-on spreader sprayers allows you to provide a personalized treatment for each of your clients. With stainless steel frames and granular and liquid application options, Ferris spreader sprayers let you do away with one-size-fits-all applications. Visit ferrismores.com to find a dealer near you and ask for a test ride today. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for Turfs Up Radio. Now you can catch us streaming live 24/7 with pro talk, pro tips, and pro interviews. Simply visit turfsupradio.com.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, keep missing industry events but want to stay up to date on the action? Then simply download the Road Fuel podcast by Turfs Up Radio on your mobile device. You'll hear everything you missed, including great interviews with showgoers and vendors keeping you in the know. That's the Road Fuel podcast by Turfs Up Radio, or simply visit turfsupradio.com/Road Fuel.
Hey, it's Julie with Mower Madness. Red Max wants all their customers using the best equipment. So guess what? They want you to try it free. Just go on over to @TurfsUpRadio on Facebook and give our page a like. Then like, comment, and share the cover photo. That's it. You're in. There's a new giveaway each month, but don't miss this one. Who doesn't like free stuff? Head on over to enter today.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, this is Rob Starr, your host of the Water Zone Show here on Turfs Up Radio. Be sure not to miss a new episode every Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. You'll hear my co-host Chris Stady and I speak to pros around the world whose main focus is to keep our planet blue. That's the Water Zone Show every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
You own a business and want it to be the best it can be.
Of course I do.
That means you need to offer the best products available.
Sounds great, but how do I find them?
The good news is you can rely on the guys at Turfs Up Radio to keep you up to date on all the latest and top products.
Good to know. What do you got?
Well, here's a product we found that will make your clients happy and your competition envious.
Welcome back to Turfs Up Radio's Weekend Review. I'm your host, Darren Gruner. I'm live at my house. I'm alive in my house. Isn't that great? That's it. Look at this, the new Turfs Up Radio lane, right? Hey, listen, I'm giving away. I got some text messages. I got to find out who texted me first. We got a whole slew of messages. And I promise you, as soon as I get off, I'm going to find out exactly who actually texted me first. And I'm going to give away our gear. It's going to be really cool. These hats are very comfortable. I think Matt was one of the first people to get one of these hats, as a matter of fact.
My son's actually wearing it right now. I got up this morning. He was sitting on the couch wearing my Turfs Up Radio hat. I was like, hey, I got to do the show. Can I put it on? He's like, no, I'm wearing it. I was like, okay.
I'm going to send you some more. I got a whole load of them. And I bought these boxers. I'm telling you, I wear them all the time. Renee wears, the girls wear them. Everybody I give them to, they wear them all the time. They're so comfortable. I mean, they're like that hook stuff you get at Bass Pro Shops. They have that comfort. They're just, they're silky smooth. They feel good, and they don't let the junk out. Talking about products. That's terrible. You guys are a bunch of son of a. Man? I know. Good, Wayne.
Go ahead,
Darren. Wayne.
No,
ready?
Ready, I'm going to do this to you guys, but I'm going to need to bail out here. You know, Jane's going through her cancer treatment and all, and what's going on is very positive today. She's been feeling pretty good, and this is why I told you I, might not be able to stay on the whole show. Last night, she put an order in at the bakery. So, and they've got scheduled pickups at the bakery, and we need to be there at 10 to 10, and it's just down the street from us. So she's feeling like she's wanting something sweet to eat. So that's why I'm bailing out on you guys. So I'm gonna blame it on her, but we're gonna go pick up some bakery goods.
You're gonna blame it on the pie, huh? Is that what you're doing?
That's right.
Absolutely.
So,
you send her, Jane, our love, and you tell her that we're just rooting for her. We're rooting for her.
Absolutely.
We certainly appreciate that. And I got my Fight Like a Girl shirt on.
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
Things are going great. And I'd just like to say, thank you to everybody out there on Turfs Up Radio. I know you guys are praying for us, and we certainly do appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys next time.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you soon, Wayne. Thank you so much.
Right.
So,
see you, Jeff.
See you, buddy.
All right, take it easy. Thanks a lot, Wayne, for joining us here. And by the way, that's there you go. Hit that button. There you go.
And that's a tough thing to be going through. I tell you, God bless him and his wife.
Absolutely.
It's
I watched my mother-in-law pass away of cancer, and it was horrible. It was from her lungs to her brain, and man, it was me and Sabrina were just dating at the time, and literally I was there the night that she passed away in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. Hospice came in. Within 2 days, she was gone. It was horrible. And it was horrible to watch my wife and her brother have to take care of her for the last year. It was something that you don't want anybody to go through. Trust me. It's horrible. So God bless him and Jane.
Yeah.
On a lighter note. All right. So I had a question for Matt. So I'm looking at my application. My guy came the other day, right? And he left this on my door, right? This is what they did. And it looks like they did prodiamine.
Yep.
That's what they did, the first application.
Yep. That's a pre-emergent. They're setting you up for summer with that.
Yep. That's what it says here. Crabgrass and pre-emergent, I guess, or a slow release fertilizer, I guess. And then it's a crabgrass. But that was like a month ago, I think they did that.
What's the name of the company?
ProGreen.
I don't know ProGreen.
Yeah, they're a company. It's actually a guy, a landscape contractor that I worked for 25 years, 30 years ago. I worked for this guy, led in Palomino Landscaping, but he has a separate division called ProGreen, and he has two guys that run that division for him. And that's all they do is fertilizing. And I've known the guy who does my lawn for 25 years, but he just came out like a week ago, did the thing, did the prodiamine. And then I guess the next application is going to be dementia. Dementia. Okay. So he's, yep. And then
that's actually two applications.
It says two applications on there. Yep, absolutely. And then it says dicamba.
Yeah, that's post-emergent weed control. So that's
and then the next one will be a dementia again, and he's got the dates on there, like in April, and then again in May, and then the last one will be mallet lambda. Does that sound right?
Yeah. So it's an insecticide that's probably like lambda cyhalothrin, which is he's going to be using to take care of any chinch bugs or.
Yeah, but this is and this is again March, April, and May, and that's the last. And then after that, they don't give me what the next projection is, but
sure,
they're the first. It looks like 5 applications.
Yeah.
Okay,
sounds
and like
for your area,
they do
you
a good.
don't have a super long growing season, so that sounds
No, they don't have a super long growing season. It's very short here. Absolutely.
They do 2 applications here in Florida. 2. It's mostly, they're 2 fertilization, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a lawn, so I don't know, and I don't know anything about the what is it, St. Augustine that's here, Palmetto. All I know is we sod lawns in squares.
I'm a huge fan of getting it
weird.
And thatch. I'm a huge fan of aeration and thatching and seeding every year, or at least one or the other. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think last year I had it aerated. Do you do both every year, or is it one or the other? Because I know I try to make sure they do it.
Hey, it really depends where you are. If you're dealing with Kentucky bluegrass, typically you can run a dethatcher through it and call it good. It's very seldom, the further south you go, do you see people dethatch. Where you are, it's still cold enough that it takes a little bit of time in the spring for all the organic material to break down.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm at, typically we're hitting, we've already had a couple days 85 plus. So any kind of buildup over winter just gets digested really quickly and it's gone.
Yeah, my backyard looks beautiful. My front yard is, I could care less about it. I don't have a sprinkler out there. It's zoysia. My front yard is all zoysia. So
it's all dormant right now.
Yep. Well, it's starting to come up right now, but
zoysia's different. Zoysia is different in different zones. The zoysia that we have here, the latitude that we have here is beautiful. Oh, it's soft. It's comfortable. Oh, you can roll around on it. You don't want to roll around on Florida lawn, like you do tall fescue or, where rye is a little thin, but it's so different. But zoysia in New Jersey, people hate it. Yeah. People hate it. You either love it or you hate it. Hate it. You want to kill it. You're trying to kill it with Roundup. It doesn't work. You're trying to kill it. These people. I remember as growing up as kids, we had a customer that had a beautiful bluegrass lawn or fescue lawn, and his neighbor had zoysia, and he went and he says, "I don't want that shit in my lawn." So he went out and he dug a 3-foot trench, and he poured concrete. He built a concrete curb. He says, "I don't want that." And you know what? It went under, or whatever. It got through, and it just took over his lawn. He was so pissed off. So it was just terrible in New Jersey.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It is tough. And I had it in my backyard when I first moved in here. And before I went back in my yard and I wanted to put a sprinkler system in. So I came in with a skid steer and I scraped almost the whole yard off completely. And I had a retaining wall built, put soil in, put a sprinkler system in, put a drainage system in, all that stuff. And then I sodded the entire thing. And it was Kentucky bluegrass. I sodded the whole backyard with Kentucky bluegrass. But still, the zoysia somehow is now creeping its way back in, and it's working its way right back across that yard again.
Hey, what do you do to zoysia? I mean, you can't. If you have a zoysia lawn, the biggest challenge is keeping it together, because they're sparse. Once it's sparse, it looks like crap. You can keep it, you can get it green, but so you want to get rid of the weeds, right? You want to get rid of any weeds that grow there. I mean, what would you recommend, Matt? Do you take plugs from different parts and transplant them?
Now, just beauty with zoysia is if you just put it on a good fertility program, you can keep it as unbelievably thick as possible, where you can barely get a screwdriver through the canopy of the turf to even make it to the soil. Wow. That's how tight you can get it. So really, you don't have to worry about plugging it or any kind of extreme measures like that. Once you got it growing, just feed it on a good zoysia specific fertility program, and it's going to rock and roll.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Right on.
All right, well, good. So, listen, you guys out there, we got a lot of people that are tuning in, which is great. And we love that you guys do this and you check in with us. Don't forget to download the Turfs Up Radio app and listen, because you got Matt Martin, Grass Factor, going on at 4:00 every day, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6. He'll take your calls. That show's growing, by the way, Matt, and you can see that the numbers that are people that are tuning in is just incredible. You're getting a lot of great calls. You got a good information. It's great. And it's a good late, and you're bringing a lot of your guys, by the way, Matt, over to Turf Teacher. And it's a big thank you for that, because he needs to be heard. And it's important. And Turfs Up Radio, we're here for you guys. We're here for you to elevate and educate the industry. And we want you to be part of it. We don't feel like we feel like you're part of this. And if you have something that you want to bring to the station, we have spots available for you, and it's important. And Matt's doing a great job of the show. And then, like I said, Eric, and then Russell, I know it's late for me I always fall asleep because it's not because he's not entertaining. It's just because I'm old. I'm tired. So understand that. If I were younger, I would probably hang out a little bit longer, but he's on the West Coast. So we need more guys on the West Coast as well. So he's at 5 to 7 on the West Coast. 8 to 10 for me. That's bedtime for me. 8, 9 o'clock. So I want you guys to tune in and listen to him and give him some support. Show him support out there, because he's funny as hell.
Yeah.
He's going to bring some great information. He's going to bring just good stuff. He's got some stories. He's got nostalgic stuff. He's got the two bearded guys he brings on, the bearded B-E-E-R whatever, bearded guys. I'm not that smart, so I can't figure that out. But it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. And Matt Martin, just so you know, Matt Martin will wake your ass up. And I had Matt show on because I'm awake at 4:00. Anyway, that's when I'm getting my early bird dinner. Anyway, Matt Martin's yelling at people the other day, and Renee's in the other room, and she's like, "What just happened?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, whoever that was just got my attention. What is he talking about?" And I'm like, "You got to listen to Matt. He's pretty funny." So it's pretty cool. It's a lot of great stuff going on with Turfs Up Radio. And so we have a great product, but I want to talk about social media when we come back. I want to talk about, can we get away from this? I don't know that we can. We'll be right back.
Now that today's traffic has been cleared up.
Well, that was the wrong one. And that was the wrong one too.
At Turfs Up Radio, we're giving you an edge on the competition while helping you grow your business.
I could use that.
Then keep listening in for more exciting product information.
Sounds good.
At Turfs Up Radio, we've got your back.
Hey
Hey, this is Julie, your host of Mower Madness. You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station dedicated to the green industry. Be sure not to miss a new episode during the Turfs Up Radio podcast block every Monday through Friday between 2 and 4. We'll help you survive the good, the bad, and the ugly in the green industry. That's Mower Madness during the Turfs Up Radio podcast blocks every Monday through Friday between 2 and 4 Eastern. And remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Scott with More Madness here. Aches and pains are trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know better than anyone that this business can be backbreaking, but that's all the more reason to partner with someone who has your back. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it. Ferris commercial grade mowers feature patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more done while keeping you comfortable so you can feel good tomorrow. Ferris, work hard, feel good. Go to ferrismowers.com for a dealer near you.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, this is Tim Fondrick with Hardscape Marketer. Are you frustrated or overwhelmed with marketing your business? If you'd like to be a local market leader, create a steady stream of new customers, and spend more time doing the things you love, we can help. We know what it's like to build a landscape business, run crews, and work with customers. If you're ready to grow your business by getting your internet marketing right, download our ultimate internet marketing cheat sheet today at hardscapemarketer.com/cheat sheet. That's hardscapemarketer.com/cheat sheet.
Hey, landscape pros, are you tired of digging through rocks and roots and breaking shovels in the process? Then it's time you checked out the GeoRipper 616. It's a landscaper's dream with the Makita 6 Series 2-cycle engine producing over 4 horsepower of raw performance. The 616 digs deep in up to 16 inches of the toughest soils. Lighting, landscape, and irrigation contractors already love this improved lightweight trencher with its ability to get in and get out faster, easier, and with less ground disturbance. And you will too. This redesigned GeoRipper 616 comes with 2 heavy-duty digging chains and a whole mess of helpful extras. To learn more about the GeoRipper and how it can help you out in the field, visit georipper.com today.
Welcome back to Turfs Up Radio's Weekend Review. I'm your host, Darren Bruner. I am live at home, where you should be.
Live at home. I'm
live. It's live at home. I was saying stuck at home. And I was reminded not to say stuck at home, to say safe at home, right?
I like that.
We're safe at home.
Safe at home.
Say I am safe at home. Don't say I am stuck at home. So I want to talk to Matt for a second. I just want to talk to you for a second, Matt, because I want you to teach me something. I want you to teach me something, okay?
Okay.
You have many talents, just like Jeff. But today's not about Jeff, because usually it's always about Jeff.
Oh, please.
Today's not about Jeff. I want you to explain something to me, okay? I want you to listen to this, guys. Check this out. This is Matt Martin's other hidden talent. Check this out.
Playing the best music.
Hands down and dirty. Turfs Up Radio.
Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio.
Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up.
Turfs Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
That's priceless.
That is absolutely amazing. When I met you, did someone set us up? I mean, when I don't know how
it was Dan Heberlein with Lawn and Landscape Magazine.
I don't understand how lucky. I mean, it's funny. You know that image of a small, I don't know, rock rolling down a hill, picking up dirt, right? I don't know why I'm going through this one. I feel like since I've started Turfs Up Radio, that ball of dirt is picked up so much along the way. It's so cool. It's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time, and as we get bigger, it's the talent that we bring on is bigger. And this is by far very fresh. And Matt Martin, if you got to listen, if you listen to him, you'd say this guy's just he's a grass geek, right? A grass geek. I mean, right? I mean, in a good way. To me, it's good. That's a compliment. This guy knows his stuff. And then he's got this talent where he's got something. Everybody has this hidden something. What's up with that? How did you do that? Listen, I've been on radio for 12 years. How'd you do that?
Listen, it's funny how all this started, right? Because originally, before grass was even a thing in my life, well, it was because I played a lot of golf. I mean, as a kid, I was on the junior PGA tour, and I traveled all over the U.S. playing golf. I loved it, and I was super sports nerd, so played a lot of basketball too. And when I was at home and I wasn't out able to play golf or basketball or whatever the case may be, I was super into computers. And so originally when I went to college, my plan, my dad's an engineer, so I thought I would be a computer engineer. And I took a class in college. It all kind of at the same time. I was in a class called Introduction to Abstract Math. I was also in a programming and algorithm programming class. And that intro to abstract math class just really taught me that I did not want to be an engineer at all. I got a 12 on my first test, like 12 out of 100. And I called my dad and I'm like, Dad, I don't want to be an engineer. He's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I think I'm going to go into turfgrass management. He's like, just don't become a free thinker. Okay. You could do it. Just don't become a free thinker. And I said, okay. Now, what's weird, how it all kind of goes full circle. So I got to explore the whole grass side, and I still do, day in and day out. That's what I do. But now with Carbon Earth, I'm freed up to do some of the things that originally I like to do. Because it's funny, with my job now, I spend 90% of my day either video editing, graphic editing, sound editing, where I'm putting together programs for different companies, and I do it all in Adobe InDesign and make it nice where they can print copies of it and keep it in trucks and stuff like that. So I've been able to I don't have a whole lot of creativity, but I've learned the software well enough now that I can put together things like that. So it's
well,
fun.
You got to teach me. That's fun. Because we have a lot of fun shows throughout the day, and we're bringing on new people, and we need more. So, and I don't want to ask you to do it every time. So you're going to teach me. Okay. I thought I was good until I met you. Right, Jeff?
He takes it to another level. I guess for sure. Yeah.
I was the king. I took all the tips, and I had people that work with us too that have been doing this for a long time, editing and stuff like that for the studios. I know a lot of people. No one does this. They don't do this anymore. And that's what's cool about the pump station in the morning. No one plays music, and no one plays music like Turfs Up Radio does either anymore. Am I right? No one plays music like Turfs Up Radio anymore. We have, and I was talking about this yesterday in my show on the pump station in the morning, is my playlist is not broken into country, pop, rap. I don't play rap, but the different genres. I have one list, one playlist of music, because I dare anybody to call me and tell me, Darren, I only like country or I only like rock and roll. We all like a variety of music.
Absolutely.
Why do radio stations limit themselves to playing one genre? You lose people.
Yeah,
they're going to change the channel because I want to listen to the country station, so I'm going to go to 94.1 country, whatever. And then now I feel like listening to some rock. I want to hear some Rush and stuff. We all stay here, right?
Oh yeah, you got to listen. DJs are all over the place. I got to tell you, I love listening to it because they have a wide variety of genres that they go through, which is amazing because you never know what's going to pop up next. You know what I mean? So I love listening to music. The other day I was at my brother's house, and my brother had his tractor running, and he had his phone in his pocket, and he had his head earbuds in, and he was on his tractor, his Kubota, listening on the radio, listening to Matt. It was like literally around 4 o'clock. We were putting lights in. I'm putting lighting in and he's working on his tractor. We're listening to Turf's Up Radio. It's excellent.
It's so cool. We want to capture just about everybody and anybody in the green industry. And by the way, we're also targeting, and Matt, you're going to like this. We're targeting homeowners too. And I'll tell you why. Because especially on my show, I don't talk a lot about, I need a break sometimes. We're green industry pros, but we also need a little break and a little bit of fun too, right? So that's why the 2 hours is just, you know what, I can talk. I'll talk to green industry, but I'd rather you guys do it. I want to have the fun. I want you to, when you're done, when your brain is fried, I want you to be able to come over to me and say, Darren, let's just have some fun. Let's just get up, dance, have a good time, and get this day started. You know, I'm dying to get Jeff to do a show too. He'd rock it out, man. I mean, tell you what, it's got some great music.
I travel I'm on the road all week, so I don't have a time where I can sit in my office and give you 2 hours. I just can't do it. I can't commit to that. I'm never in the same place twice, usually, at least within a week or two, you know? So, hey, sorry.
All right, it's okay. Listen, we're going to just stay put. I got to end the show on Turf's Up Radio because we got another show. We got the digital, the landscape tech coming up right after this. So, but I want to talk to you guys just a couple more minutes before we go. We'll stick on Facebook Live for just a little bit more because I want to ask Matt a little bit more about that technical stuff. You're going to talk to me about it. I'm going to capture. I got you. Well, I got you. Well, everybody, you know what time it is. That's right. It's time to say goodbye until next week. I want to thank everybody for listening to this week's Weekend Review. If you want to join us, please do. TurfsUpRadio.com/become a contributor. Get on with us because we want you here. This is your industry, your station. All right, make sure you listen to all the shows during the course of the week. We have a great time. If you're not listening, you're missing out. Listen 2, 3, 4 times a day. Talk to you soon. Hey, stay green. Keep your hands dirty.
Welcome to
This has been an exclusive presentation of Turf's Up Radio's Weekend Review. To hear more about what's happening each week in the green industry, be sure to download the Turf's Up Radio 24/7 app or visit turfsupradio.com. And remember to stay green and keep your hands dirty.
All right, we're back. Thank you. Now the landscape tech's on. So guys, thanks a lot for hanging in there with me. Good show. Missed Eric today, but it was all right. We didn't get to really talk a little bit more about the social media aspect. Maybe we'll hit that during the week. But Matt, you did a great job. I'm telling you right now, I love that. I love that stuff. You'll explain to me how that works, right?
Mixing all that up, all that stuff you played, was that him? He does that mix. That wasn't you, Darren?
Get up. All I said to him is I said, I need a promo.
Share a monitor real quick.
Okay, here we go. I love it. Look at that. Oh, shit.
So basically what I do is I use Adobe Audition and I've got all these different layers I can do.